Have you ever looked into your dog's eyes as you held a piece of food in your hand? That moment of trust, that wagging tail, it feels like love. But what if I told you that this simple act could be silently harming them? Not just once, but over and over again, without you ever realizing it? I'm not talking about the obvious dangers like chocolate or grapes. I'm referring to everyday foods hiding in your kitchen right now. Foods you may even consider safe, or even healthy, for your dog. Some are quietly damaging their organs. Others can trigger seizures, kidney failure, or worse. If you truly love your dog, if you see them as family, then you need to hear this. Because today, we're revealing 16 foods you should never give. Your dog, even if they beg for them. These are the hidden threats. The silent killers masked as harmless treats. You might think you're doing the right thing by sharing a bite of your meal, but some of these foods can cause irreversible damage. And the worst part? Most pet owners have no idea. This isn't about blame, it's about awareness, knowledge that can save lives. So if you want to protect your loyal friend, keep watching, because the truth could change everything. You love your dog. You want to give them everything, comfort, joy, even a bite of what you're eating. But the truth is, some of the most common foods in your kitchen can silently destroy their health. And it's not just 1 or 2 items, it's 16. Foods that look harmless, even healthy, but carry real consequences. One of the most deceptive is peanut butter. Yes, that creamy treat so many owners use as a reward, a distraction, or even a way to hide pills. For humans, it's fine. For dogs, it depends on what's inside. Many brands add xylitol, a sugar substitute that triggers a dangerous insulin spike in dogs. Within hours, they can collapse from hypoglycemia, suffer seizures, or worse. And the sad part? Most owners don't even realize it's there until it's too late. But this isn't just about peanut butter. Processed meats like ham, bacon, and sausages are loaded with salt, nitrates, and seasonings like garlic and onion, all toxic for dogs. These aren't just heavy meals. They're ticking time bombs. Pancreatitis, kidney damage, even cancer can develop over time from repeated exposure. And when you think, well, I only give a small piece, remember, to a dog, a tiny human portion is a feast. Their bodies aren't built to handle high fat, high salt, or chemically treated foods. What seems like a treat to us is a toxin to them. Even something like instant noodles might seem like a quick fix when you're out of dog food. But those flavor packets loaded with MSG, onion powder, and salt. Just one serving can overload their liver and kidneys. No nutrition, just harm. Swap it for brown rice and steamed veggies. Simple, safe, and truly nourishing. This isn't fear-mongering, it's awareness. Because knowledge is the difference between love and danger. You might think you're doing the right thing by giving your dog a bite of what's on your plate. After all, they're part of the family. But some of the most common treats we give them are quietly poisoning their bodies, and many pet. Owners don't even realize it until it's too late. Take something like flavored yogurt. It sounds healthy, right? Probiotics, good bacteria, things that help digestion. And yes, dogs can benefit from probiotics, but not from the kind you find in store-bought fruit-flavored yogurts. These often contain high levels of sugar, artificial sweeteners, and sometimes even xylitol, the same deadly toxin found in peanut butter. Worse yet, most adult dogs are lactose intolerant. That healthy snack could be causing bloating, gas, and severe stomach pain within hours. You want to support their gut health, but if you're not careful, you're actually triggering digestive chaos. Instead, go for plain Greek yogurt or a lactose-free alternative. Small change, big impact, but the danger doesn't stop there. Nuts, especially macadamias and walnuts, may seem like harmless snacks. Maybe you dropped one while eating and thought nothing of it when your dog gobbled it up. Don't make that mistake again. These nuts contain natural toxins that can cause tremors, vomiting, leg weakness, and even liver failure within a day of ingestion. Even almonds and cashews, which aren't as toxic, pose serious choking hazards, or intestinal blockages. Your dog doesn't need nuts. Give them carrot sticks or cucumber slices instead. Same crunch, no risk. And then there's canned fish. You might think tuna or sardines are healthy protein sources, but canned fish often contains high levels of mercury, a heavy metal that builds up in your dog's body over time, damaging their nervous system and organs. Add to that the oil and salt commonly used in preservation, and you're looking at long-term damage with every bite. If you want to add fish to their diet, choose steamed or boiled. Salmon or sardines packed in water, no salt, no oil. If you must use canned fish, check the label carefully. One small choice today can prevent years of suffering tomorrow. You may think you're being kind by sharing a bit of your meal with your dog. After all, they look so happy when they get that bite. But some of the most common foods in your fridge are quietly sabotaging their health in ways you never imagined. Take roasted chicken, for example. It's a staple protein for many dogs, and in its purest form, it's perfectly safe. But how we prepare it makes all the difference. That crispy skin, loaded with fat. The seasoning, often packed with garlic, onion, salt, or herbs that can cause severe digestive issues, pancreatitis, or even anemia over time. Dogs don't need flavor enhancers or spices to enjoy their food. Their bodies weren't built to process heavy fats or toxic seasonings. A single bite of seasoned roast chicken might seem harmless, but repeated exposure builds up damage silently. Instead, opt for boiled, skinless, unseasoned chicken breast. Same taste, same joy, without the hidden risks. And then there's dairy. We love giving our dogs cheese, milk, or even a spoonful of ice cream as a treat. It feels like a sweet gesture. But here's the truth. Most adult dogs are lactose intolerant. What looks like a joyful tail wag could be followed by hours of bloating, gas, diarrhea, and discomfort. Some dogs may even develop allergies or chronic inflammation from regular dairy consumption. Ear infections, paw licking, and skin irritation can often be traced back to dairy products. If you want to give them something cold and refreshing, try frozen banana slices or unsweetened coconut yogurt. They'll love it just as much, and their gut will thank you. Bread is another everyday item that seems completely harmless. Who hasn't torn off a small piece for their dog while making a sandwich? But bread isn't just empty calories. It contains yeast, refined sugar, and processed carbs that can cause serious digestive distress. In some cases, especially with raw dough, the fermentation process can lead to gastric dilation, a painful, sometimes fatal condition. If your dog has been showing signs of bloating, sluggishness, or erratic behavior after eating bread, it's not just a sensitive stomach, it's a warning. Replace bread with crunchy vegetables like carrots or cucumber. No gluten, no yeast, no risk. This isn't about fear, it's about awareness, because knowledge changes everything. You love giving your dog treats. It's one of the ways you show affection, but some of the sweetest things we share with them hide a deadly secret. And no, I'm not just talking about chocolate or candy. I'm referring to something far more common, something many pet owners have in their homes right now. Let's talk about grapes and raisins. To us, they're healthy snacks. To dogs, they're silent killers. Even a small handful can trigger acute kidney failure. Some dogs react immediately. Others don't show symptoms until it's too late. And here's the scariest part. There's no known safe amount. One grape, one raisin, that's all it takes. Many people don't realize this danger until their dog collapses, until they're rushing to the emergency vet with no idea what went wrong. This isn't rare. It's underreported, and it happens more often than you think. But the danger doesn't stop at fruit. Another hidden killer is sugar-free gum. You might not even chew it yourself, but someone in your home might. And if your dog gets hold of it, it could be fatal within minutes. Why? Because most sugar-free gums contain xylitol, that same deadly toxin found in peanut butter and flavored yogurts. But in gum, the concentration is even higher. Just one piece can cause a dog's blood sugar to plummet, triggering seizures, coma, or death in as little as half an hour. This isn't just about being careful, it's about being aware. Because these aren't exotic or unusual items. These are everyday products, left on tables, in bags, in drawers. And for a curious dog, they only need one opportunity. So where does that leave us? With a responsibility. A duty to protect our loyal friends from dangers we didn't even know were there. And the next food on our list proves this point perfectly. You might think the danger ends with what you intentionally feed your dog. But some of the most dangerous foods are the ones they find on their own, hidden in drawers, left on counters, or forgotten in your pantry. Let's talk about onions and garlic. You might not give them directly to your dog, but they're everywhere. In sauces, spice mixes, gravies, even baby food used to tempt a sick pet's appetite. And that's where the real danger lies. These ingredients contain compounds that destroy red blood cells, leading to severe anemia. It doesn't matter if it's raw, cooked, or powdered, all forms are toxic. And the worst part? Symptoms can take days to appear, making it nearly impossible to connect the cause with the effect. By then, your dog could be seriously ill without you ever knowing why. If you've noticed your dog acting unusually tired, breathing heavily after light activity, or showing pale gums, don't dismiss it as aging or stress. It could be internal damage from something as simple as leftover pasta sauce or seasoned rice. Then there's sugar-free gum, one of the most overlooked dangers in any home. Many people don't realize that just one piece of xylitol-containing gum can send a dog into a medical emergency within minutes. Seizures, coma, and even death can follow. And because dogs are curious, fast, and often unnoticed, this risk is always present. So where does that leave us? With a responsibility, a duty to protect our loyal friends from dangers we didn't even know were there. Because they trust us completely, even when we make mistakes. And speaking of hidden threats, let's move on to another silent killer. Green or sprouted potatoes. Let's talk about the last few foods on this list. Because some of the most dangerous items aren't even meant for dogs. They're things we use ourselves, never thinking they could end up in our dog's mouth. Green or sprouted potatoes are one of them. You might not feed them directly, but if your dog gets into the bag in the garage or nabs a peel from the trash, it could be fatal. These potatoes contain solanine, a toxic compound that attacks the nervous system. Vomiting, tremors, irregular heartbeat, and in severe cases, paralysis or death. This isn't rare. It's just overlooked. And then there's something you probably never thought twice about. Sugar-free gum. Left in a pocket, on a desk, inside a purse. One piece. That's all it takes. With high concentrations of xylitol, this tiny treat can send your dog into a medical emergency within half an hour. Coma, seizures, death. All from something humans consider harmless. These dangers aren't far away. They're right here, in your home. I know you love your dog. I know you want what's best, but love without knowledge can become risk. And now that you have that knowledge, you carry responsibility, because dogs don't choose what they eat. We do. They trust us with their lives. And sometimes that trust is broken by something as simple as a bite of bread, a lick of yogurt, or a crumb of processed meat. These aren't mistakes made out of neglect. They're made out of love. But love must be informed. So here's my ask. If you found this video helpful, hit the subscribe button. Because awareness saves lives. And if you care enough to watch until the end, you care enough to share this with someone else who loves their dog just as much. Because one small action today can make a world of difference tomorrow. For a four-legged soul that only wants to be loved the right way.